Howdy folks, how are you today? The next day here after painting the side panel, Saturday. And I am going to put some pinstripe on this truck so I can get some green on that white, because I think it's set up enough to where I feel like it'll be fine when the time comes to have to sand down through there. So basically, I'm just going to follow the other ones and run a pinstripe here and then the pinstripe up so I can get that green on and get all this green, and then there's going to be a pinstripe that comes under here, so this is all going to be green too in that region. And then I will be able to start sanding on that, because that's basically how the truck was when I got it. It was the green with white, and then I had added the black like I said, so that way I can sand all this too and add the black, because I've got to get this down in here to where that's going to go, because that's going to go down and then come off. So I'm going to end up taking this thing off because we don't need it on there, and then lay the stripe and get it to where it's right. And I'll pretty much be able to leave that green on there. I just want to get this off and get the tip, that way you know it's taken care of. Then I can sand all that down and add the black to it. It's a little bit windy today, so there won't be no spraying. It's all going to be done by hand, because well, that's how it was painted. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, it may be a little troubling laying that pinstripe with the wind, but we'll do what we got to do. That's for sure. We always do. So yeah, let's go in there real quick and I'll show you the pinstripe, and then I'm gonna get to work. And once I go through the progress and stuff like that, I'll bring you back and show you what I'm talking about. Well, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's what it is. So yeah, I just got like 3 of these silver things because I wasn't sure. It's got that nice metallic in there, how much I would need, and I ended up getting 3, and I only didn't even use a whole one when I did it the last time. So it's always nice having extra stuff. So until I come back, you know what we say. Well, that's what we got going on, folks. The old pinstripe on here, like I said, that's all going to be black, so that's the only thing that's going to need to be touched up green. And I'll probably pull that one off and fix it up, because they're not exactly the same, and they never were, because for some reason the dude put this line on this side when he did the green on here, and this one on this side, so it should probably come down over here like this, or vice versa. So that's something I'll take care of later. But yeah, I mean, it's that corner is going to get green, and then this right here is going to get green, and that's all going to be black, so it can stay white. Or, you know, I thought I should probably just paint it all green, but that would, under the black was white, so I'll just leave that white there, and then it's good enough for me. So I'll be able to slap that on real quick, and we'll get back to you once we get that on there. See what it looks like. Get rid of this white today. Well, folks, we got the first coat on, and it's not pretty by any means, but well, there it is. That's what it looked like when I got it. Green, white. Nothing spectacular. As you can see, we've got some gorgeous runs and stuff in there, which when that sands down, that brown's going to pop right out of there, hopefully. That's what we're going for. But you can tell the difference here between the colors of the green, the brightness and the fade, which is all good. So yeah, let's go inside real quick and I'll show you what the guy used. I got that little tip done too. Yeah, the paint can that he had given me when we picked up the truck was fantastic. It's Sherwin-Williams high gloss metal finish enamel with a brush. Oddly enough, the dude had sprayed the frame with the gun, okay, when I first got it, and there was overspray on the motor and everything. I'm pretty sure I've already said this, and that's why I went through and painted it black. But you know, you can still see some green through there, which is coming out at some spots. But yeah, it was a hot mess, that's for sure. I'm talking gun spray everywhere, and well, everything that just came off because, well, just didn't want to stick. So that's why we got the original coming through here still. And you know, he had just painted over that like moss and stuff that's on Betty White. And that was the craziest thing that I seen when I picked this up, the fact that that was painted over when I really got into it a little bit more. But it's what it is. We like ugly things, so we're fine with that. because we like ratty old vehicles, and we'll make it our rat rod, that's for sure. So yeah, that's what we got going on right now. I'm gonna let that stuff dry out for a while because it's so hot out, and it's tacky still. Just touched. It's probably been about maybe a half hour since I put it on, but yeah, it's pretty nasty still and sticky, so it may take a couple hours. I don't know, I might not even be able to put another coat on until tomorrow or later on when it kind of the sun goes down and it cools off. We'll see how it feels. So till then, we'll come back, and you know what we say. Well folks, it's Sunday. Just got home from doing the church service probably about an hour ago. Jumped in the pool real quick just to cool off because it's super hot and the sun is super intense. And we got 2 coats of green on there that's dried pretty well. It feels nice and smooth, even though I can see a bunch of runs, and there's a bunch of little ripples from that primer that I put on, but still this stuff is smooth, to be honest with you. And I'm probably going to just leave these 2 on. I'll probably end up going to cut this down here within the next few days. I don't know if I'll do any today because I thought about throwing this black on at some time just to get this on. We got one nice healthy run here, which I could throw that black right over it, and then once we cut it down, it'll pop out maybe. And I'll take that pinstripe back off so I can you know, sand everything down, and I'll add some more later. But yeah, this is all going to need sanded down too because I'll want to paint this black, so that's going to need something I'm going to need to do before I even paint that probably. But I don't think I'll do it today, like I said, because it's super hot and I definitely don't want to be out in the sun sanding on a truck with this heat. And when I do take this and sand this down, I'll take this off and I'll replace these 2 and put the old LEDs in there. But yeah, this is what's going on right now. And the wife's gone, which is good because I've been waiting for that Beetle to be out of the garage so I can get up there and grab that black interior. She is at a baby shower right now for baby mama. That is LMD's firstborn's going to be popping out of her. I don't know, October I think is when, or November, one of the 2 anyway. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that her car isn't in here, which I could easily just pull it out anytime and grab this stuff. But since it's so hot out, I'm just going to get up there and get that stuff down. And then I'm going to throw that blue up there. Then I'll probably just stack the black on top of the wagon, because I did when we first brought it home from PA when I snagged it out of there. Then I'll probably start cleaning on that because it needs cleaned. Who knows the last time it was cleaned. It had sat in that truck for who knows how long too. And yesterday, while that green was drying, I did scrape off some of the stuff off the doors here. And you can still see some ghosts, but I'm not sure how close you can tell. You can see the difference in that color just from running this truck from when I had first sanded it down and stuff and put that thing, you know, those decals and whatnot on. Because I cut all those with a Cricut myself. So those aren't stickers except for this, and a few of these are stickers. The rest are all vinyl decals that I cut on that Cricut. But yeah, I'll probably pop this off too and figure out something to fill holes in, because that one's already gone, and you can see there's white back here. So we'll see what's up with that. That moving company must have put that on. I don't know why, because it would be blue under it if it wasn't done by them, I would think, but who knows. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. Not sure if I'll bring it back or not, but it's Sunday, so this will be a, you know, multiple day video probably. So we'll see what happens. So until then, a little quick update for you. Howdy folks, how are you this morning? Monday morning, about 9:20-ish, 74 degrees, 81% humidity, and was up super early this morning. Ran to the store with a wife. She needed some things for her Reiki room that she's putting together upstairs. So unfortunately, I got to go help her occasionally and get taken away from this. But I'm going to sand this stuff down because this is all going to be black. And I took these off already. while I was you know, messing around this morning when it was super early, and got this thing off too. Ran to the store, and so I did get the hardware I needed to replace the ones that I snapped on here. A little bit of the sanding block so I can get in here, because my orbital is too big for this, but I still have some water spots, so I'm gonna have to dry this up real quick before I do this. But I wanted to do this before I got in. The sun came, you know, got too hot, because I had ordered some stuff this morning from Amazon, some floor insulation, and I did get some heat insulation too for the back of the cab that I'm going to put in before I put any of the panels back in, and that's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I figured I'd take advantage of this and do this real quick, because once I get this green sanded down to what I like, I can put the black on and see how that green sands out some of the spots that, you know, we got the runs and stuff in like this, which that's all that brown primer that's super thick there. So once I cut through that green, I should have nothing but some brown looking rust spots coming through. So that'll be cool. So hopefully that's what we'll do today. That'll be the beginning of this video. Not sure how much I'll shoot you, because I'm running a little bit low on your battery here, but it's what it is. So yeah, it's gonna come together. Oh, probably should look different by the time I got to get in the blue truck later and run it. So we've got the driveway here just stacked with cab overs, and so what it is, kind of left the windows open yesterday when I got home, because I started doing other things and figured I'll close them up later, but then I never did. And got a little rain come through yesterday, and middle of the seat was wet when I woke up and come out here, but looks like I dried it up a little bit and it should be good. But I wanted to do this first thing in the morning, that way I can spray this thing down if I need to, because I plan on washing the blue truck before I run it today, but I'm not sure I'll get to it because of everything that's going on. So I'm just glad I got the stuff ordered that I needed to, and should have that tomorrow. Who knows when that cab link or the Aerodyne's coming. Gail said she was going to send me a new one out, but haven't heard back or got an email on confirmation on that yet. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to plug you on a charger here real quick and get this stuff going. So until then, you know what we say. Well, we got our stuff set up here. Basically what I use is this orbital with a 220 grit on it. That's what I used on this whole thing. This whole truck was sanded down with that 220 there. Basically burned through all this when I was doing that in that panel when I cleaned it up, because it was thick and nasty white, kind of like this. And I sanded the crap out of it, and it was smooth enough to where I could do that. But yeah, and then I've got this sanding block too for some of the rough spots, which is a 220, and I've got this 120 also to, if I need to get any, and these will probably just get airbrushed later on. But yeah, this should smooth out pretty quick. Was messing with this, touching it. I'm not sure how much I'll do on this. I may leave this go for a couple days, I don't know. But at least I can get this done and taken care of, because it's going to be black besides this right there. So that's what I'll do. Hook you up here real quick, that way you can watch, and we'll see how this goes. But this stuff has been on there for months, so this should be no problem doing this real quick. All right, let's get you up on a close-up on this real quick. That's actually not doing too bad for that one thing. It's cutting very well. Don't mind that at all. Should go fairly quick, the rest of it. Oh, some of this stuff down here I'll probably have to do with by hand, because I don't want to necessarily be tearing that stuff up. But since it's going to be black, I could just leave the green on there. It really doesn't matter, because that's all going to be probably hand done with black and then just gone and scuffed over with. But you can see this is where that panel was that I'd painted. You can see the little line there, which that'll all get redone anyway just by eye. But now this panel, this truck that I got this panel from was red at one time and then was painted white. So you can see the red primer, white, but I peeled some of that white off when I was sanding that down. But that's nice and smooth, except for around here, which I'll probably do by hand, because I don't want to scuff this up too much if I don't have to. Even though it's ratty and gross and has some paint on it and stuff, it doesn't need to be all scratched up. So yeah, I'll probably continue to do this and get the rest of this knocked down here real quick. I don't know how much I'll do in here, really don't need to, but I would just want to, you know, smooth this out a little bit. That way when I do add the black, it's not super textured. And there's still going to be some green under it, which is going to be cool. And then I'll make sure that I cut into some of this stuff to show that character, because that's what we want. And you know, we like it like that, because we're weird and we like old looking stuff. So I'm gonna cut you out real quick and do this, and once I get it all done, maybe I'll bring you back. I'll probably do that off camera too. I don't know. I'm just gonna check it real quick with the orbital and see how it'll do. So once I get that done, I'll bring you back. So hopefully you're enjoying it. All right, folks, like I showed you doing this panel, I finished it out, and it's fine. I just use those pads to scuff around here a little bit, because this is going to be black. So basically just want a thin coat of the green. That way when I start to cut through some of the black, I get some of those other colors to pop out, which the red is only going to be on this panel. And I did do this panel right here with the pad and the orbital at some spots, and you can see there's that brown primer starting to pop through. Looks like some rust there. So that is what we want. And the best thing about doing a rat rod or, you know, off paint job is, doesn't matter what happens. There's no rules. Nothing has to be perfect. It's whatever you can get to pull out, the Foxtina or whatever, you know, to pull out of there. Which, like I said before, I got that airbrush, which I may do some, but yeah, this is perfectly smooth here. And I did not wipe that side down with the old rag out here, but I did do this side right here. I wiped it down, so I can touch this with my hand and I won't get any. That's nice and smooth. That 220 just smooths that out. And if you can see, which I'm not sure you can, but for me, I can see some spots in here, because there was some bubbles in the way that primer stood up a little bit, like up here how it's rough. It just sanded out, and you can see like pits almost, which is cool because that gives it another texture. And I went around the buttons with the you know, the pad there, and I didn't get everything completely, which is fine because that just gives a textured look, which you can see on this stuff. And you can tell the difference between these colors of paints. When I first sanded this whole truck, this is how bright this green was. So now it's getting more of a dull, you know, which is fine with me because I don't mind that. But the best part about this stuff is, you know, you can still see some of like the paint streaks down there, which is fine because when it rains and starts picked up some dirty and whatnot, that'll fill in and that might make some streaky lines, but you never know what's going to happen. But the cool thing about this is you can put wax on it, like the spray wax, ceramic wax, anything like that you want to, you can put on there to give that, you know, a little bit of protection and just a little bit of sheen. You're not going to get a ton, but you will get some. I don't ever use an orbital on anything like this. I don't even use an orbital buffer on the blue truck. I only use spray wax and stuff like that because it's such an old odd paint job that it's just not going to take the way it needs to with you know, because who knows if there's any clear, what they use to paint that. Obviously there's no clear on this truck and probably never will be unless I decide to clear it, but I doubt it because I got all those wonky decals on there. So yeah, that's what's going on with this. So I got to get up on the ladder and do that section real quick, which shouldn't be much. I mean, it's just the orbital and that section up there, and then most of it is just legwork with the you know, the pad there. I've been using the 220, which is fine, or the I think this is a 120, and that one's a 220 down there, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, this is, I wiped this down and this is nothing, nice and smooth and what we wanted. So that's what is going on now. I just got to, and you can see all the dust on this right here. I may even knock some of this white down real quick with the sander, just to kind of smooth this out. That way when I do, because you can see obviously how rough that is right there. When I do the black, or I might just leave that, that way when I cut through that black, that's all going to be there and popping out and pitting like that. But yeah, that panel is the only one that has brown in it. This one right here, this one's going to have some red popping out and black and grays, you know, probably not so much the black, and some white here when I put the black on and do it. But you know, when I do the black, it's not really going to get sanded down too much because I like the texture that's in here. I rolled this on with a roller, a small roller that's supposed to be like a no, I don't remember. Let's go inside real quick. I got the pads in here. That way I can be accurate with you if I can find them. I've got a bunch of different bags full of crap over here, but I think right here we go. Right here we go. This is a okay, that's the foreign side that I can't read. This is supposed to be extremely smooth finish, lint free. So high density foam, that's what I use to roll that stuff on there because I wanted some texture. It's almost like snake skin or something like that where the black is rolled on. And well, since we weren't doing perfect, you know, and you can see how some of the black shines, but then some of it's dull too on there in the sun. I don't know how much you can, but that's what that's going to be like. And then the green is just smooth, and you can listen to that, how smooth that stuff is besides some of the texture that's in there. But yeah, for sitting for that long, I did wash the chalk, ended up scrapping a video. Unfortunately, I deleted it before, you know, I got to upload it. I don't know if I've said that or not, but yeah, for not being perfect, you know, obviously the greens are different, which they're gonna be for a while until I can get some kind of something to bring that other stuff back out, because I haven't cleaned this truck. When I washed it, all I did was took a brush down it real quick. I didn't like hand wash it with soap or anything like that. So it's gonna be one of those things that, you know, and even if they are off, it's not that big of a deal to me. It's just one of the things that adds character to the truck. And you know, it's a conversation piece basically. What the hell is this? Well, where do you want to start? So, you know, that's what that is. I'm gonna get up there and do that real quick before the sun starts beating down on me too quick. And well, not for long. It ain't gonna take long before that hits over there. So do that real quick, and then maybe we'll get into some black yet today. So hopefully we will. Well, after I had to run to the store real quick and get a handle because my handle for my roller was gone. But before I did all that, I was getting ready, you know, to throw some black on, threw this pinstripe back on, that way I could have it, tape this up real quick. That way I don't make no mess. Got me a little cup holder that anything drips down will catch it. It's about 85 degrees. It feels like it is 89 out. But I did sand this down quick just to get that smoothing some of that roughness out of there, which is nice, and did this up here too. So I'm getting ready to lay that black. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Should only take me a few minutes, but I should probably clean this. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. But you can hear that how smooth that is, and some of that stuff where it was pitting just come out a little bit. So when I sand that black down, I probably won't get too crazy with it because it's not crazy on any of the other spots, just a few spots, to where that brown's probably not going to show through on there, which is fine with me. I just want to bring a little bit of white out, and then if I wanted to add some, you know, touch up later, I could. But yeah, that's what's going on now. So when I come back, we're gonna have the black on, so it'll be pulled together matching until it gets sanded, which isn't going to be for a few days because that stuff's going to have to dry. And I did move this stuff over a little bit, as you can see here. because I did not like the way those lined up. So I kind of lined them up a little bit better from what they were, and I talked about that in a previous video. So what it is for an amateur, I guess. So when we come back, we'll have on the black. Oh folks, there you go. You've got some black on there. Back in black. Not perfect by any means. Paint started drying up on me quick. It's so hot out here, and I didn't have enough to really coat this the way I probably should have, but I got one decent coat on, and that's fine. So that stuff's just gonna sit there and dry, but we're getting her back together. So there you go. That's the old scheme. And you know, I've got to pinstripe that still, and I got a little excited in a couple spots, and we'll need to sand some of that crap down, but it's all good around here because, well, it's not supposed to be perfect. It's not entering a beauty contest, but I'm sure you could possibly win a Rat Rod award somewhere. You never know when you go places. So you know what people like and what people want to see from the creativity of a madman. So it's what it is. I'm gonna let this sit here and dry. Probably done for the day. Gonna have to get in the blue truck here in a couple hours and run that thing. Just got a text message from the dispatcher. She wants me to run an extra load, so I told her sure, why not. Make some extra cheese, which it won't be a big deal. It's just right down the road from the ramp. But you know, there you go with the black on. Looks like it should. Where's getting there? So you know, there you go. We will we'll be back some other time with some other things, which I gotta touch some things up, like right in here, since I moved that down to kind of, you know, get those a little bit lined up better, since they were kind of crooked. And this stuff's gonna come off right here, this old pinstripe. I just did the Liberty thing and painted over it, so I can take that all off and you know, replace it when I sand it down and stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed today. No, some quick spurts of things because I was in the mix of doing other things and had to run to the store twice. So it's what it is. Probably, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to sand that stuff out a little bit and see how it turns out, like, you know, in that section and whatnot, and see what goes on with it. That way I can start buttoning it up, get those LEDs back in, and that lens cover back on there. So I'll get that taken care of, and hopefully I'll be getting my other packages soon, so I can start doing some other things, so I can move on to the inside. But I'm just glad I got that done while I'm waiting on other stuff, because I really can't do anything with the flooring, or I don't want to jack the cab up until I get most of that interior tucked back in, or where the lights are, because I just don't want to be dragging stuff in and out and, you know, get a bunch. I've already got a bunch of crap laying around, like those, which aren't the good ones. That stuff needs to go on. Interior up there, and some stuff down there. So yeah, I've got too much crap laying around for my liking, I can tell you that much right now. But it's what it is when you're a hill jack. You don't care because you're a pure white trash. So till the next time we come back with something, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. You know, who knows how long this video will be. Could be a long one, could be a short one, so you never know. So if you do like what you see, make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. That way you know when I'm coming back with something else crazy that I'm doing to this truck, and making a beautiful ugly mess. So until the next time, you know what we say, we will see ya. Howdy folks, how are you this morning? It's Tuesday morning, about 10 o'clock. Black setup good enough, I'd say. So I'm going to get out the old sander orbital and knock this down just a little bit here. That way I can get this back on, get the ladder back on. I'll probably spray that rubber piece and get that back on. But just knock that down real quick. That way I don't have to worry about it anymore, and get that stuff back on, because I want it on. That way I'm done dealing with that, and hopefully I got some stuff coming today, so I'll be able to move on back onto the interior. Or if I can't, then I'll do some other stuff on the exterior, maybe the frame, but I doubt it. I'll probably go up in there and start doing some things, because while I need to do things in there, that's gonna need to be getting taken care of. I gotta order some things still. I gotta figure out where I seen one of these before that is a fiberglass one. I'd like to replace it, because obviously you can see it's busted up right there. Probably get a new rubber for right there and get this thing changed out. I mean, it does fine holding it in there. I don't have any problems with it, but it's cut around the front there and I don't like that. So get that taken care of one of these days. But yeah, I'm just gonna knock that down real quick. Shouldn't take me nothing but 15 minutes. Probably hit this spot real quick right here, and then I may even take this one off. I don't know, I might wait until I get the other one because it's got some nasty pit on it from the salt. And I did wash it the one time, but I didn't get too crazy with it. Like I said, I just threw the brush on it real quick. No sponge or anything like that to get, you know, any of the nooks and crannies. I just wanted to brush it off real fast, so that's what I did with that. But yeah, we'll see how that looks over there. And that panel should be cool with once it gets sanded out, because it's gonna have that green popping through, and we'll see if I like that or not. You know, if I don't, then I can cut it down and redo it, but probably don't want to, because, well, I'm feeling about done with doing that stuff, getting dirty from that paint dust and whatnot. So it's one of those things where it doesn't have to be perfect, and you know, it's better than what it was, being all green and, you know, having a silver panel. So I mean, it's coming together, so we got our scheme back, and that's good. One step closer, that's all we need to do. So once I get the stuff out and knock it down, I'll bring you back. That way you can get your eyes on that and see what's going on and how it looks from a distance or a camera point of view. So you know, we'll be back after a bit. Well, we got her all sanded down. Since it was only one coat, it wasn't very thick, which is fine, because some of this red and stuff popped out, and this green under here, which is cool with me. And you know, wiped it down real quick with some water and a rag. That way I could at least see how it looked, and there wasn't a bunch of dust on it. So that's basically what we're gonna run with. Now all I gotta do is start putting the stuff back on and put it together. That way I've got everything where I want it, and we can start working on the interior or do whatever we want to. So I'll probably throw that ladder on. Not sure if I'll paint that or not, because it's kind of windy. May throw a coat on there real quick. Guess we'll just see. So while I did spray this real quick, and while I'm letting this dry, I just did a quick zip on it, because this one's got a little roughness already coming out. So I figured I wouldn't make it too professional looking. But while I was doing that, I figured I'd throw these lights in this light cover. And when you get these, usually they'll come with these. And this company, for some reason, did not send these. United Pacific, and I can't exactly remember where I got these ones from, or the other ones. It was Partisan or whatever I think that's called. I don't know if I've got anything in here or not with that thing on here. Well, the radio's on, so we're just not even gonna go in there. But I mean, it's oldies, and I doubt they'll bang me for anything that's bad for music and credibility or whatever. So anyways, I had two of these left over because I didn't need them when I installed the other ones over there. And for some reason, these wires were different than these ones. I was able to just flip this plug around and get them to go in on that one for the brights. That one, I believe it took the 3-prong that I have, and I'm showing you right here, this thing. Well, when I plugged this one in, everything worked fine. It was wired up correctly. But then when I went to plug this one in, I was getting nothing. So then I pulled this, the ends off the cap there, and I started, you know, just switching them up to different ones to see what it was. And I end up writing on there, because as you can see how that would be, the red is at the top, the yellow's over here, and the black is over here. And well, those aren't exactly the way that is. So you might have to do a little finagling and checking when you do that stuff, when you're putting LEDs in this older stuff. I know I had a question from somebody a while ago about me running LEDs and certain things not working for him when he'd like turn on his turn signals or flashers. He kept on blowing the flasher out and stuff like that, and I just told him he'd have to go through, and there's got to be something grounding out. So I took the liberty. I got a little paint marker in here, but it's not showing up really well. I wrote black red and yellow, you know, just the letters. That way I could see when I go to put this cap back on this plastic protector and close this thing up, which one goes to which, because I was sitting here and putting them in this every time, and then I thought, well, how about I work smarter and not harder and stick that thing in there every time and just have them open like this so I could see. That way I could just pop them off real quick, jump up in there and make sure they're good, which I know they're good because I just was up there and I just got down. So yeah, by the time I get done and get that buttoned up, that should be dry. I won't put that on before I get the ladder on. And I ain't got no steering wheel. I don't know if I showed you that or not, but yeah, then I can put this on, put the ladder on, and get that on there. That way I can get this tucked up and be done for the day, because it's hot, and it's gonna be hot. I gotta run the blue chalk later. And old dispatcher texted me today a little bit ago and asked me if I could work tomorrow, because she got some dudes down for reasons and whatever, and I just told her sorry, I'm only working my 4-day schedule until this thing's back on the road, because I need as much time at home as I can have with it. And it's going to be some excruciating hot days here within the next few days. I'll just deal with it and do it because it's gotta get done. Hopefully my packages come, which I've been talking about for I don't know how many days now, so that'll be nice, and we'll be getting on it. So I'm gonna get those installed the right way, button that back up, and once I do, I'll bring you back and I'll kick them on. That way you can see them. So always got to use this up here and move things around if you have to when you're dealing with LEDs. It's a good time, I'm telling you that much right now. Well folks, we got her all buttoned up and it looks like it's raining over there. But yeah, this stuff went on kind of like a pain, but whatever, it's all on there. That's on there, ladder's on there. And to put this on, if you've never taken one of these off, I used a ladder, 6-foot ladder, I think, 7-foot ladder, I don't know, maybe a 10-foot ladder, whatever. I climbed up there and I basically stuck it up there, and while I was up there I just used my foot to hold it up. And I probably should tape that for you, that way you could have seen that, because that was fun. But yeah, that's all on there. Let's go a little overspray white on it, but that's all right. Oh, it's just dust, it looks like. We'll be fine. So yeah, that's taken care of. And mail lady just came by and dropped me off a couple packages, so let's go in the garage. I like the way that looks with that green popping through there. I'm not sure how close you can get to it. There you go. Obviously I've got the badge in the garage, and I've got some lights that are going to go in here and run down the side probably, which will be a completely different episode. But yeah, I still got to touch these up because I don't think I'll leave them silver. Don't want them getting all rusty and nasty. I mean, really don't matter, but whatever. These all on like I think I showed you before. So yeah, that's all taken care of, and they all work. So there is some bars in here though that aren't over there that you can completely see. But let's go in the garage real quick and I'll show you what came, so I can get started on the interior, which is fantastic. The first box here, we've got this stuff. It is, let's see if we can get this down real quick. Get down car heat and sound insulation, so that'll be nice. We got 20 square foot, which I hope that's enough for the back. And that's just a foam piece with a sticky on the back there that should go right in there and have no problems. And then we got this stuff right here, which is for the flooring. And I got this little roll mat, so I can put this down on the floor. It's super thin, so I might even throw that piece of chunk of insulation that was down, back down, and then put the wood floor on top. Not sure yet. I guess I'll have to check the thickness on the floor before I do that. But I still have to take that wooden stuff off, and I got the little roller here, which is nice to be able to just roll that down. And then I got these little fun green lights, and let's see, I'm gonna cut you out real quick, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I got a 12 volt up here that I can just hook up to it real quick and see how they look. So I'll be right back. So got a little 12 volt sitting right here, and yeah, you just touch these two together and you got green light there. So that'll be fun to put those on the truck and hook them up somehow to where they will light up some stuff. Not sure how bright they are, maybe do them later at nighttime to see how bright they will actually be. And that'll be fun because I can put those basically on the frame anywhere I want to. And you know, anything like that. If I want some underbody to glow, maybe hook a switch up and run some wires. That way I just flip a switch and I can kick those on. That way every time I turn the lights on, you know, going into a facility during the day or running through the ramp, I can just not have those kick on and not worry about them burning out, and just kind of turn them on when I want to, because, you know, it's one of those things where I may not run down the road all day with them on, all night, whatever, a couple hours that I do run. But yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there, that's for sure. So I'm glad I got this all taken care of. That's a win in my book, and I can now start moving back onto the interior. That way I can get the carpet cleaned for the padding, that, you know, get the speakers and stuff in like that, and get that interior plugged in, so then I can actually use my wagon again since it's all sitting here. So that'll be a good time. So hopefully you enjoyed today, that little stuff. Not sure if it was useful or not, but hopefully it was. So that's that. And you know, if you ever have to do anything like that, hopefully I'm giving you the tips you need, and at least telling you some of the sizes of the sockets and stuff that go on there, and helping you out a little bit with some of that stuff with troubleshooting and whatnot, because I know that can kind of be a pain if you've never done it before, and wires can be tricky here and there when you're messing with the LEDs. So sun's coming back out. It's going to be a crazy day, that's for sure, but I got to get off here and get inside and get around, because I got to go to work. And then tomorrow we will be back working on the interior. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and you know what we say, till the next time, we will see ya.